Hi everybody, this is Inge Moran and I'm going to do another tutorial. This is for a lady called Dawn and she's doing the soulmate course as well, but because she's in a relationship, she's not doing the Who is my soulmate tarot spread, she's doing the Celtic Cross Love Spread, and that's for people in relationships. So basically look at, what how to make basically the relationship better, even better. So we will look at what you can do to change things for the better, how things look at from your perspective versus their perspective, and things like that. So as I always do when I do these tutorials, I like to have a look at the groups of cards that showed up versus what didn't show up, and then I go into individual card meanings. So it will give you a lot of information how you can interpret for yourself as well. Now this is a 12 card layout, and you're probably noticing as well there's quite a lot of reverse cards. But before we even get into that, because I don't read normally with reversals, I do interpret it when they show up and I do these tutorials. But I explain to you why I don't think you need to use reversals anymore, and I'll just explain why that is. When you understand the card groups, you don't really need the reversals because the card groups will tell you what is sort of lacking in a situation. But the reverse cards will also tell you that. So it depends. It's personal preference really. Now I'll notice there's a lot of reversals, and then I have a look at the card group straight away. Why is there so many reversals? And I noticed there's a lot of major arcana cards showed up. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 12 cards are major arcana cards. And there's only 22 major arcana cards in the deck and 56 minor arcana cards. So the tarot distribution, when there's such a majority of the major arcana cards, it's very significant because there's less of them in the deck. So, but because of their low synchronicity, they will show up when they have to show up. And I think that the reason why we're seeing so many reversals is actually the answer is also in that there's so many major arcana cards showing up. Because the major arcana cards, they show up when we've been given time and space to work on ourselves without having to go through a lot of lessons. So it's like we have a chance now to think about what we actually want and ask for that and set the scene for something new. And the reversed card is actually telling you as well that you are going to set the scene for something new. And your spiritual team are working really hard now behind the scenes to help you, but they're waiting sort of for your instructions. They're asking you, what do you want? So that when you put your hand on your heart and you think, okay, what do I want? What do I want? What would be the perfect life together? And then you can start bringing that in. They will start bringing it in for you. And it will come through your flow. Because the major arcana cards is just a lot of flow energy. And you'll find that you'll be in the right place at the right time to receive your manifestations. And you don't actually have to do a lot to sort of get there where you are, and that's just a timing thing. So you'll be in this flow, I guess, for a while until it's so. When it ends, and it's back to you influencing your life through your actions, and you sort of get rewarded for everything that you put in. So then it will change again, and we go through many of these sort of, I guess, times where we're really in the flow and times where we are the ones that are creating changes, and we are the ones that are putting in the effort and things like that. So with the major arcana cards, then we might feel a bit, we might feel like things are sort of happening a bit outside of our control, and we might also feel like we're not influencing things as much as we would like to. However, it's just there to give you some time to think and manifest. So I think with the reverse cards, it's kind of telling you the same thing. Because the reverse cards, when they show up, it's sort of telling you to take a step back and, almost take a step back before you make any big decisions. And And then I'll have a look at the number that showed up the most, because the number is another group in tarot, because tarot is very influenced by numerology. So each number is like a person that has all these wants and needs and talents and gifts and things like that. So the first, and it's interesting, the first three cards that you got were all the number 3. So you have 3 of Swords, and then the 12th card in the Major Arcana card is the Hanged Man. Well, it is a number 12, and 1 plus 2 is 3, because in numerology we, turn every number into a one-digit number, and 21 here has 21 on it. So the World card is actually the 22nd card, but because the Fool is a 0, then the World card is the 21st card, which is a 3 as well. So all these 3 cards here are all a number 3 in numerology. So it dominates the reading straight away. And the number 3 is a number for communication. So I feel like you've now been given some time and space in your life to focus on communication, because communication is the key in relationships, to create intimacy, to create trust, to create positive energy. And the real situation where you stand it's 3 of Swords, but it is reversed. So sometimes you can three of Swords can actually relate to pain that is sort of old pain. So it could be something that's been in your heart for a while that makes it hard to communicate maybe how you really feel. So what is the answer to that? Well, when a card shows up reversed, and this is one of the benefits, and when I say I don't read with reversals, it has one benefit to it that I have to admit it's a good thing to know. When you get a reverse card, look at the card that was before it. And in 3 of Swords, the card before 3 of Swords in the deck is 2 of Swords, because a reverse card is also a hint that there's something in the energy of the card before that is very, very important to how you can turn this energy around. And 2 of Swords is a card that deals with facts, it's a very scientific card. It's about, just looking at what is actually going on in a very sort of logical, common sense, structured way, rather than being very sort of without allowing imagination to sort of take over. So it's telling you that a lot of this sort of the agony that is sort of seen in this card can be turned around by going to the 2 of Swords and just dealing with what is sort of actually happening in the moment. Because old pain can affect the current relationship. And then you have the Hanged Man here, and that's the biggest barrier, often relates to how you communicate. And it can also be that, not the Hanged Man is someone who's sort of waiting, and life is sort of in suspense, and it's to kind of trying to just see what will happen without actually putting too much into the situation, sort of taking a step back. So I feel like if you go into the 2 of Swords energy and just look at what is actually happening very sort of objectively rather than subjectively, sort of take a step back and have a look. And that is also what you're doing. Then when you're seeing it clearly, then you can sort of step into it. But they're saying when you then step into it, you leave the old pain and the old sort of emotions that's sort of been stirring you up, leave that behind you. And then they're saying whatever that was that created that, just complete that and send it off. Because they're saying in the World card here, the best thing you can do is to have a completion. Because at the moment, it's almost like you're sort of, whatever happened here is kind of leaving you sort of hanging here. And once you have had completion, you have had closure, then, then there's nothing then standing in your way to have a new beginning. But there's more to it as well, because The Hanged Man, you know, it's the barrier card, and it's like when you need to do more. And then the World card is like going somewhere new, somewhere you haven't been before. Because the number three is, you know, it's a card of the communicator, but it's also a lot of enthusiastic energy. So go somewhere that will bring you, that will sort of make you really enthusiastic and excited and sort of wanted to celebrate. Because I feel like there's another part of the world that could be very, very that would just be very inspirational for both of you. And you know, the karmic ties, which is this card here, card 4, 2 of Wands, and it's reversed as well. It's almost like, and that is when we talk about past lives, there's always a past life that is showing up that is influencing your current situation, because we always have had many, many past lives with the soulmate, and we've had many past lives, but whatever you're going through now, there's been a similar situation in a past life, and it's like this is something that sort of, I guess it's affecting how you sort of dealing with this situation. And as you can see here, 2 of Wands, that's someone holding the world in their hands, but it's reversed, and it's almost like whatever that was that you were gonna go and do, it sort of didn't happen for whatever reason. So you're saying it's really important now in this life that you go out there, and wherever it is that you're going to travel to, that you let yourself actually, because it's almost like the world here, you wanted to go and see the world, but because it's reversed, it sort of didn't happen. It was just an idea, it was just a dream. But then you have an opportunity now to go, to travel. And I feel like that's going to be very positive for your relationship. The Justice card here is why you are together. And you know, the Justice card, it is a major arcana card, so it's like destiny. It's a lot of destiny in why you are together, but it's also a master number, and because it has master number energy, it can be that you put a lot of, there's a strong focus on that it has to be a lot of perfection in the relationship. It's about, you know, wanting to achieve and aiming really high at everything that you do, and that you want to have the perfect relationship. So what you're saying is that this is actually a relationship that is meant to also give you a lot of confidence, and it's sort of building up confidence in each other. And I feel like with the Justice card here, it means that I feel like it means that there's part of your life purpose that is also the same. So that is something I feel like is gonna be a very strong future influence in your life. Okay, so they're talking here about just looking at Six of Cups in the future influence that is reversed as well. So what do you get if you go one card before? Well, you get Five of Cups, and that is the card for dealing with griefs. It's actually an indirect, I feel, connection with the situation here. So I feel like something, and also with the Six of Cups, it's always about our memories, and often childhood memories, that when it's reversed, it can be something that is kind of haunting us a little bit. So I feel like it's a bit of it's a bit of that stirring of the subconscious in something that might be a bit uncomfortable. It's almost like it's an uncomfortable situation or environment that is actually there to trigger something that can be brought up for healing. Okay, that's what they're saying. And I feel like there's some unpredictable energy around you that will be there in the future, but it's actually going to help you see something else clearly that will actually help you deal with the Three of Swords and the Five of Cups. So this is Six of Cups, but because it's reversed, we go to the card before, which is Five of Cups. And then card 7, how things look from your perspective, and you get the Moon reversed. Now the Moon card shows up reversed sometimes when we are not seeing something clearly, and therefore it's actually creating a bit of chaos energy. And I think when you're looking at your partner, how things looks like from your partner perspective, and you get the Emperor reverse, and that's a bit of chaos energy as well, because you know the Moon here is about our sort of our instincts, and then we sort of are on top of it though, because we kind of know how to control our impulses, but then when it's reversed, it's almost like those impulses we're unable to really handle them because there's something in our environment that is sort of, I guess it's back to this card again, the Six of Cups. There's something in our environment that's a bit uncomfortable, and it's sort of triggering us in some way, and it makes us want to look deeper, but then it's almost like you can't see what is actually there triggering it. And then when I'm looking here at your partner's perspective, the Emperor reversed. Now the Emperor is meant to sort of be on top of things, to be in full control, but then it's kind of going back to not being actually very much in control because it's reversed. So what you have to do, and I guess what you could do and what your partner could do, is to take that step back. So for you, it's a star. The star is a card before the moon, and the star is very optimistic about the future. It knows what it's been through and sort of accepted everything that's happened. They have accepted it, and they know that nothing was personal, basically, and they kind of just like really believe in the future. They believe in good things. And for your partner, he could go one step back and embrace the Empress energy, which is being more nurturing and more loving, and more sort of optimistic as well. So you both could actually look at everything in a sort of a new light, I guess, and feel really optimistic about your future. Now, how your energy flows together, you get the Chariot reversed. And the Chariot, when it's reversed, it is sort of like, because the Chariot in love, it's all about self-love. So you are teaching each other, it's like what I said with the Justice card here, you're teaching each other confidence, but I also feel like you're teaching each other self-love. You're teaching each other to be more accepting of yourself and to love yourself. And through your self-love, you're going to come together in oneness in the relationship, because the card before the Chariot is the Lover's card. So once you have sort of mastering self-love, then you will have a lot of trust in the love you have for each other, and you'll be much more emotionally available for each other. Okay, so in the final outcome card, and this is the most likely outcome, and this is something that we can always change the outcome if we feel like we don't like what we're seeing. And basically what I see here is you get Five of Pentacles reversed, you get Queen of Pentacles reversed, and then you get reverse cards when it comes to Pentacles. It's always about our security and feeling that we're not really sure if we should move forward and create more sort of expanding on, I guess, a living situation, or if we should instead just be really active and create change and travel. And it's like almost being at a crossroad where you don't really know in what direction you're going to go. But I feel like with you two then, because I feel like you worked hard, and I feel like you kind of need some kind of reward for the work that you've done. And I feel like you need to focus more on the friendship. I feel like there's a strong potential for friendship between you. And I also feel like there's going to be lots of there's going to be a lot of travel in your life, I feel, and it's going to be a lot of kind of a new environment and a new, I guess what I'm seeing is a bit of that. It's coming more of them. I guess the flow energy is sort of coming to an end, which what I saw here was all the major arcana cards, and kind of coming to an end here with the Tower, because then it's almost like the Tower shows up to show us what we really want. So it's like an emotional trigger that will show you what is really important, and then we are sort of actively going back into our lives, and we're starting to really, I guess, influencing our lives. But then we know we have this perspective on what we want because we've had the time to think about things, and then often then when something happens, which is a Tower, which is almost always on an emotional level, sort of wakes us up, it shakes us up. And in your case, I feel it's going to shake you up on a kind of your security, feeling a bit uncertain. But it puts our priorities really in order. So, and then we want to go and I guess see things, because I laid out some more cards to get more information, and I got two of first of all, I feel like there's changes in career, and I feel like there's more money coming in through a job, and I feel like there's also more with that comes also more options in what you can do with the money, I guess. And I feel like the crossroad is if you're going to be like investing it or if you're going to be traveling. And they're saying that you need to really focus on the friendship in the relationship. And you could do, I feel like a trip would do you the world of good. So I feel like there's going to be some really good experiences coming in with that. And then I feel like you're going to do the investing later on, investing in sort of expanding and investing the money and creating that sort of financial abundance and everything. So they're saying you can have both, but I also feel like someone is not sleeping very well, and because of that, and that could be stress because of the foundation or the pentacles, feeling a bit sort of on shaky ground. Um, and and they're saying that basically with the threes here, it's always about how the lighter side of life, to focus a bit on the lighter side of life. The three dominated the reading, so with the threes, I'm always looking for swords. Because swords is everything that's stimulating to us. It's sort of like when we're stimulated, we are less prone to be sort of in a rush of things. So because none of the swords are showing, well, the sword showed up here in the situation, but there were no other swords showing up anywhere. So because only one showed up, then this becomes extremely important card, because it means that the situation you're in now and where you stand now is, if you can focus on what you both are sort of interested in to talk about, then that will really, really improve. But they say you need some time together. So at the moment, I feel like you don't have as much time together as you should have. It's almost like they're saying you want to make some room so that you can have time together. And when I lay out the cards, just to give me some more information about these three final outcome cards, then I got two knights. I got Knight of Pentacles and Knight of Wands, and that is almost always about movement. It's always about wanting to go on wanted to experience something else somewhere else. And so I feel like you're going to be sort of inspired to do that, but you don't have to do it. They're just saying it could be good to do it. And I also feel like the investing part will come after you've traveled, because it's almost like you're not sure if you should do it or not, because it's almost like you want to experience something else first. So that's what they're saying. So you're just basically at a crossroad at the moment. What are you actually going to prioritize in your life? And you're figuring it all out. But they're saying as long as you focus on your friendship and taking that time together, then, because that is the most important thing, they're saying. So I just laid out the cards, and they're showing me a lot of success coming in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months. It's a lot of achieving, it's a lot of success. I feel it comes through work and career and things like that. And then I had a look at the cards just for some further ahead, and they're showing me in about 2 years' time is when I see this sort of the world card coming in, as in it's a strong influence then by another culture and another place. And I feel like 10, 11, 12, 12 months, and it's almost like there's a different energy in your life then that is very positive and very sort of relaxed, and it's like you're really enjoying your life, and lots of time to focus on relationships, and then I feel like you really know what you want, and it's so easy then to create that platform that is really stable. So that's what they're showing me. So the next 2 years will probably be about just getting this foundation right here that you can see it's reversed, and it's about your money, and it's all about just feeling more safe and secure. But then in 2 years' time, it's just a big progress, big step forward, and then I feel like you're going to just be so relaxed about your life and feeling really happy. So anyway, that was this Celtic Cross Love Spread. And you guys can do this for yourself as well, and you analyze your relationship and see what you can do to loosen up energy and refocus, and then even if you do a timing of event at the end, which is what I just did, you just lay one card per month, and you can see how how all the different energies are coming in together, the way you're going about things now. Okay, that was it for me. Bye.